In your home or building, if you have multiple separate systems, automation, security, energy, multimedia, all speaking different protocols, they can now be unified and controlled on a single automation server, fully integrated with one another. One device manages them all, and if needed, it works locally in your home or building, even without internet. The automation server runs the building and shows it live on large screens through a web-based SCADA graphic display opened in a browser. But running a building is not enough. It must also be watched continuously. Each of the building's dozens of subsystems raises its own warning: a fault, a cross threshold, a weakening battery. When these warnings are not gathered into a single order, a critical alarm gets lost among hundreds of trivial notifications. Alarms arriving back-to-back leave the operator unable to act, and it becomes unclear which alarm was acknowledged, when, and by whom. The alarm discipline that major BMS platforms have matured over the years, following each alarm's state from start to finish, ranking it by importance, suppressing needless alarm floods, and recording every action taken, has until now been the missing layer on the automation server. Alert Plus fills exactly this gap. Alert Plus runs embedded inside the automation server's SCADA graphic display. No separate alarm station, no extra hardware, and no second piece of software is needed. Its most defining feature is this: whatever page the operator happens to be on, the moment an alarm is raised, the alarm screen comes forward on its own. The alarm does not wait to be noticed. It takes over the screen directly. So no matter which screen of the building is open, seeing the critical situation at once is guaranteed by the design itself. Alert Plus does not treat an alarm as a simple on-off record. It manages every alarm as a live record whose state it follows from the moment it appears to the moment it closes. Both the condition an alarm is in, normal, off-normal, fault, or information, and whether the operator has seen it, acknowledged, or awaiting acknowledgement, are tracked separately. When the alarm's condition clears, the alarm returns to normal on its own. When needed, the operator can shelve an alarm temporarily, silence it for the duration of maintenance, or mark it out of service. Each alarm carries a priority in the 0 to 255 range. A lower value is more urgent, in keeping with the BACnet convention, and takes its color, its sound, and its acknowledgement and note rules from an alarm class. An alarm that repeats at short intervals is collapsed into a single line with a counter. The operator can shelve it temporarily, suppress it during maintenance, and filter by class, priority, or time. So even in a heavy alarm flow, the most critical alarm stays at the top of the list. Every acknowledgement is written, together with the acknowledging user, the time of the action, and, where the class requires it, a mandatory operator note into an audit record that cannot be altered afterward. In this way, Alert Plus brings the alarm discipline that global BMS brands treat as standard, the principles of ISA 18.2, IEC 62682, and EEMUA 191 onto the automation server. A critical situation is both seen and heard on screen. Because only the highest priority alarm sounds at any one time, there is no noise pollution. Alarms above a defined priority threshold are gathered into a single summary email and sent together, so a separate email is not sent for every alarm. The same notification also reaches the automation server's own mobile app at once, so the responsible person who is off-site is kept informed as well. None of this requires a third-party cloud service. All alarm data and all alarm logic reside on the automation server. Even if the internet or cloud connection is lost, gathering, prioritizing, displaying, and auditing alarms continues without interruption. The data is kept in a persistent local database that is closed to the web and cannot be reached from outside. This database can hold millions of records with safe writing and controlled growth. Backups can be downloaded by hand and can also be taken on a schedule, encrypted over FTP. In the end, the data stays on the customer's own hardware and belongs to the customer. Every application on the server reports its alarms to the center in a common standard notification format. Whether the source is KNX, DALI, Modbus, BACnet, or the other wired and wireless protocols our automation server supports, the alarm is independent of the field protocol because it is gathered at the application layer. Thanks to this common structure, when a new application is added to the server, its alarms too begin to flow to the center with no extra configuration. Alert Plus is an application installed from the automation server's App Store, offering storage on its own server for up to 3 million alarms and running in many languages. It brings BMS-grade alarm management directly onto the automation server's own SCADA screen, without connecting to any higher level system or to the cloud, and manages it there.